Speaking section, please. Yes, sir. Speaking section, and yes, before we start, again I'm telling you, we'll have to cover yesterday's lecture as well. So please guys, ready, we'll have to go a bit fast, read everything, listen everything, because we'll have to cover this speaking in this week. So yesterday it was already off. Please guys, let's start. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Right, okay, speaking section, please. Look, now in speaking section, basically, we have, please note down, okay. Yes, this is speaking section. This section is conducted very separately. How many sections are there? How many modules in IELTS? 4 modules, right? Okay, look. What's the first module? Listening, then reading, then writing, and then speaking, right? So, look, this section is always conducted separately, right? Like, listening, reading, writing, these 3 sections are always conducted on one day. Fine. Different venue, time, place, and date, everything is always different, okay? Now, well, here, this listening, reading, writing, okay, these 3 sections, they will be conducted on one day, right? For example, today is 22nd June, let's suppose, yeah? And you were having listening, reading, writing exam. So 22nd June, fine, and now, you are speaking, maybe, it is even here as well, before listening, reading, writing. Okay, please guys, remember, this is always different. Your speaking is always, flexible. We do not say that, okay, you have fixed date for your speaking test. All the students who are sitting here, okay, you will have very different examination. For example, listening, reading, writing, one date, but your speaking is having 3 possibilities. Please get ready for this thing, okay? Your speaking has 3 possibilities. What's the first possibility? And the most common possible situation, that is that your speaking is before listening, reading, writing. For example, your 22nd June, today is your listening, reading, writing. Your speaking could be on 21st June, 19th June, 18th June, 17th June, they always send different emails to different students for different dates and all that. Right? So you must be informed by the authority, by British Council, by IDP, by AEO, whatever you applied with, okay? And they will send you proper email, okay, your speaking is today, listening, reading, writing, okay, that's on the same one day, but your speaking is before. 99% students, they are getting their speaking dates before listening, reading, writing. Okay, now, very rare cases, your speaking is after, like it's 1%. It's 1% that I'm telling you, okay? It is after your listening, reading, writing. Maybe today's your listening, reading, writing. Your speaking can be after one day, maybe tomorrow, maybe even after 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. But the max they can arrange within a week. Within a week, they can arrange your speaking. For example, today, 22nd June. So maybe till 29th June, your speaking can be scheduled. Okay, so guys, please, this is always very different, and this is always different case to case and student to student there. Now, hello, the third possibility, your speaking can be on the same day as well. On the same day, for example, today is 22nd June, today listening, reading, writing, you go to PC, you go to, okay, Hotel Ramada, you go to Hotel Best Western Islamabad there, you have your listening, reading, writing, and when you leave the hall, they will say, okay, please go to blah, blah room, your speaking is ready. On the same day, your speaking is there. So guys, speaking has 3 possibilities, all right? Please remember, all those students who were sitting here, please remember, and even those who are watching, right, please remember that you're speaking, because many students, they're confused. When they book their exams, they're asking, they're calling different friends, hey, my speaking, I don't know. When is your speaking? My speaking is done. And then he's thinking, where is my speaking? And then, he or she is always confused. So this is always different, okay? Yes, listening, reading, writing, always same one day. Speaking is having 3 possibilities. Now let's start. Speaking section is the smallest test of IELTS, right? If you see, look, listening. If you see listening, how much time, please? Come on. Listening, 40 minutes. reading 60 minutes, writing 60 minutes, and speaking here or speaking here. Now guys, okay, official time, like, they normally 12 to 15 minutes. 12 to 15 minutes, guys. Remember, okay? It is like the most common schedule, and normally students are having, 12 minutes, 13, 15 minutes, But remember, students, you're speaking maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. No exact time mentioned. Depends upon the examiner. Yes, okay. Maybe if examiner, but actually, many guys tell me, sir, my speaking lasted for 5 minutes only, sir. Why is it so? The other guy is coming out, sir, I had 20-minute interview. Sir, what is this? Right? Some guys are very much angry, unhappy, happy. Okay, sir, 5 minutes, job finished, right? Yeah. Some guys are very much, angry. Sir, I went there, examiner asked me 2-3 questions, and sir, part 1 finished, and 2-3 questions, in last section, and part 2 presentation section, 1.5 or 2 minutes I spoke, and goodbye. And sir, 5 minutes I was out of the room. Sir, what is this, sir? Sir, he didn't ask me questions. Guys, remember, examiners are well trained. They understand your English within a minute. So please don't come with these complaints, okay? Don't tell me, sir, my speaking this, my speaking that. Examiners, they are very, very trained. When they talk to you, for a minute or 2 minutes, they understand your level. Where you stand, where your level is, right? And how you speak English. Yes. Now, if they're prolonging the speaking section, that's another story. Examiners are actually following the IELTS speaking criteria, right? Otherwise, believe me, for any IELTS examiner, your 1 minute English is enough for them. Guys, getting me?
Yes, sir.
Now, please. So, speaking is always the smallest section of your IELTS exam. Okay. Now, please, let's start with your speaking section, guys. Complete. Look, full summary of your speaking section is on the screen. Look at here now. Total, how many parts are there in speaking section? 3 parts. Very good. I would say there are 3 phases, or there are 3 sections in speaking section, right? Okay. Part 1, guys. Look at here now. Hey, look, please. Part 1. Examiner always starts, with this part, fine. And then from part 1, he goes to part 2, right? And then he opens part 2. And when he finishes part 2, then he opens part 3, right, guys? So basically, there are 3 parts. Examiner starts your interview from here, and examiner ends your interview there. Guys, getting me? Now, let's discuss each part, please, carefully. Part 1. Part 1 speaking section, right? There is introduction. The first part is called introduction, guys. The first part is called what? Introduction. Right? Now, this part, it is, the smallest section of your speaking section. The smallest section, right? I would say yes, the smallest section, if I change it, so this is also fine, smallest section, right? Okay. And then total there are 5 phases. We'll discuss later on, okay, what those 5 phases are, right? And how each phase starts and how each phase ends, right? But I'm just giving you like the overall picture, okay? Now, the first part is called introduction. Second part is called presentation. The third part is called discussion section. Guys, getting me? Are you getting me? Yes. Right? Okay. Now, look, this is, the smallest part of your speaking section, right? How many minutes? How many minutes? If I say that this part will take 1 to 2 minutes only, yes. 1 to 2 minutes, right? So this part will take hardly, 1 minute or maybe 2 minutes, right? And then examiner, and guys remember, within these 2 minutes, or maybe sometime examiner even takes 3 minutes there, within these 2 to 3 minutes examiner finishes, these 5 phases. Okay, he will have to be, very fast, right? And, he will have to finish all these 5 phases within, 2-3 minutes there. Normally, even examiner takes 1 minute. Fine, and he finished this part there. Okay, after that, then we're having second part, and this part is called presentation section. This part, is a bit bigger, right? This is a bit bigger section. Okay, and now there are 3 phases. How many phases are there? There are 3 phases, okay? This part, how many? Huh? Guys, come on. This part, there are 3 phases, okay? What is the first? What's the first phase? Is cue card, right? Then cue card is given. Then after that, then 1 minute preparatory time is given to you guys, okay? Then you will have to talk for 2 to 3 minutes, right? 2 to 3 minute talk is not there. These days, normally my students are getting like, 1.5 minute, yes, I would say. 1.5 minute to 2 minutes, right? This is, yes, okay. 1.5 to 2 minute talk, right? This is. And after that, then the last phase, and that is some round of questions, right guys? Okay, so how many phases are there in this part? In this part there are basically 3 phases, okay? The first phase is what? Examiner gives you a cue card, right? After that, examiner gives you 1 minute preparatory time, and then examiner gives you a page and a pen as well, to jot down the points, okay, and to have some brainstorms, and then to write down the major points of your presentation there. Within this 1 minute, okay, 60-second time is given to you, and you will have to think about this. After that, then examiner, when 1 minute time is ended, then examiner asks you, okay, please now start your presentation, deliver your presentation. Then you will deliver your presentation for minimum 1.5 minutes, like minimum 90 seconds. You will have to speak non-stop. And maximum examiner can, okay, like push you for 2 minutes. Hey, in many cases, when you are like, when you are done for 30 seconds and 40 seconds and 50 seconds or hardly 1 minute, and after 1 minute, you stopped, examiner will do like this. Come on. Examiner will not, like stop you. He will push you. Please keep on speaking at least for 1.5 minutes. Right? After that, yeah, and a very good zone that is that, you must finish everything within 2 minutes there. And a very good, rule is, and a very good technique that is, guys, that remember, if you finish the presentation, you finish it, right? And you stop yourself, it's a dangerous point. It means you're punished. But if examiner stops you, good zone. Right? Wait for the examiner, right? When the examiner stops you, okay, this is right, a good point, and then, okay, you are in safe zone. But guys, don't try to stop yourself, please, yeah? Examiner, but at least after 1.5 minutes or after 2 minutes, I know that you will definitely finish, and, examiner will also stop you. Okay, after that, then some round of questions. Guys, this third phase is optional. This third phase is optional. Some round of questions, right? Okay. So this phase is normally optional because sometimes examiners, they don't touch this area, right? And examiner says, thank you very much. This is the end of your second section, right? He says like this. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
After that, then examiner moves on. And then he goes towards the last part of your speaking section. It is called discussion section, right? This section, it is the smallest section. It is, okay, but bigger, and that is the biggest section, right? So I would write here that this is a bit, okay, bigger, okay, the biggest section. The biggest part, right? The biggest part. Okay, the first part is the smallest part, okay? The smallest part, that is the first part. Okay, the second one is bigger part. Fine. The last one is the biggest part. Now, the first part, how many phases? 5 phases, right? And how many minutes? 1 minute minimum, 2 minutes maximum. Guys, getting me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in second part, it's called presentation section. In this part, this is a bit bigger. And guys, remember here, examiner. Okay, I would write, here. Let me write some more thing here now. The smallest and the easiest. Yes, this is also possible, right? Right? The smallest and the easiest. This part is very easy and very small. Right? Okay. Then here, this part is bigger and a bit difficult, or more difficult, I would call it. Right? A bit difficult. Guys, getting me? Right? Okay, how about this part? Yes, the biggest part, right? And here I would say what? The most difficult one. Yes, the most difficult one, guys. This is now very much clear. Fine, guys. Okay, guys, is it clear now? Yes. Huh? Okay, please. Now, this part, small. This part, bigger. This part, the biggest. Okay, as the examiner moves on, right, the things are getting difficult and difficult. So your exam started with easy part and it is ended with the most challenging part. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Now, and as it goes on, as your interview goes on, it is getting lengthier and lengthier. Right? For example, look at here now. It's small, it's bigger, it's the biggest one. It is easiest, the easiest one is a bit more difficult, and that is the most difficult one. Right? And now, no, actually, band discussion tomorrow, yeah, because how many bands are there? Hello. Many students tell me, sir, there are 9 bands. There are 9 bands, right? So 3 bands here, and 3 bands here, and 3 bands here. 9 bands, sir. Right? Very easy, This is not the distribution. If this is the distribution, right, many guys, they have only 30-second part first. Examiners ask only, like 3-4 questions. Hello, good morning to sir. Well, my name is this, and today we're having speaking section, right? Okay, let's start the speaking interview. Can I have your name? Sir, my name is blah, blah, blah. Okay, what do you do? Are you working or are you a student? Sir, I'm a student. Okay, where are you from? Sir, I'm from Peshawar. Okay, right, and that's it. So you got 3 bands. This is not the case, okay, because part 1 is finished and you got 3 bands so easily. No, this doesn't mean right. Bands, distribution, right? And banding formula, right? Tomorrow we'll be discussing. Today I'm only giving you the major like parts of your speaking section. Tomorrow we have another very detailed discussion and very rich lecture that is all about bands. What examiners basically check in your speaking section, right? Where they punish you, where they grant you bands. What to do and what not to do, how to do, how not to do, how to speak, how to impress the examiners, right? And all these things tomorrow, inshallah. Today, this is all about speaking section now. Okay, now, guys, okay, this is the last part of the speaking section, and this section is called discussion section, okay? Now, look at here. The biggest section, fine, all right? And this is the most challenging and the most drilled section. Here, examiner will, give you tough time. Right? Here, examiner is asking very easy question. Where are you from? What do you do? These kind of questions are really like, just straight question there. And then you're really happy. Oh, yeah, I replied very well, sir. I'll bring 9 bands, right? Now, here when examiner comes, and when he reaches here, and when he starts asking questions here, then you'll be thinking, man, how to reply and what to reply here. Right? Okay. A 2-way discussion. Yes, please. Yeah. Any question you're asking? Okay, now a 2-way discussion. Guys, here examiner asks, you answer. Examiner asks, you answer. Here, examiner doesn't ask. He remains silent. He'll make some faces. Oh, okay. He is silent, right? But you will speak for how many minutes? 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes here. Here, he didn't ask any question. He was silent. Here now, this is his turn, right? Then he is asking, bombardment of questions, right? And guys, remember, there are again 3 phases. There are again 3 phases in this part, okay? Right? There are again 3 phases in this part. The first part is easy. The second part is hard. The third part is the hardest part, right? And then tomorrow we'll be discussing that, okay, how the first part is easy, the second part is hard. What the examiners basically ask in first part, then second part, the third part there, and what kind of questions are asked, and how to reply, how to satisfy the examiners, like queries and all that. So guys, this is, very interesting lecture, please. All the students are instructed to please get my speaking book. Does anybody have my speaking book right now? Please, can I have my speaking book? No, this new one. Yeah, this one, please. Look, please, thank you very much. Guys, look at here now. Please, this speaking book from today, what to do? Open the first page, especially this content, right? And one by one start. Every day read 5, 6 pages. Very easy English I wrote. Easy and all tips and techniques. Everything is explained in very easy English, right? From today and onward, guys, remember, like tonight you go, okay, read first 10 pages. Okay, then next day, next 10 pages, and move on. And then presentation topics are there. All the questions which will be asked, in part 1, I have given here. All the questions, the most repeated questions which will be asked, confirm, I'm telling you, right? It is guaranteed that any question which is asked in part 1, I have given here. So you won't be asked any question out of, these questions. Okay, in part 2, what topics are again and again repeated? All cue cards are given there. Okay, in part 3, right, what kind of questions are asked after presentation part? All the questions I've given. Last part, vocabulary, how to improve your vocabulary. Very impressive vocabulary I've given here. And the biggest part, that is page number, page number 7. 10 most common questions, and then 18, page number 18, what if I, some problematic situations, and then secrets of how to impress your assessor. So these are very important parts of this book, which will really help you. Okay, for example, if examiner asks this question, how to reply. If he asks this question, how to reply, what to do, how to play with the examiner there. Okay, if there is no idea in your mind, what to do. Right? But never stop, right? Always keep the ball rolling, keep on speaking, right? So guys, please, this is the very, the very first tip for today, because my all coming lectures are all based on this, book, right? And inshallah, we will be discussing all in detail, tomorrow again, please. Thank you very much. Please. Overall, any question, please? No question? Okay, clear? Yes. Yeah, please.
If we use, can we use gestures?
Oh yeah, expressions are really important.
Some people are used to it. There's expression, gestures.
Yeah, better.
Without it.
Huh?
Some people can't talk without these things.
Yeah, look, actually, examination, right? I'm sorry, but we always think, oh, he's our boss. Yeah, okay. And we think, oh, if you consider the examiner a boss, your real English is compressed. Then you won't speak your natural English, right? Consider him as a friend, right? And wallah, trust me, when I take the interviews, students looking there, right? They don't even have eye contact with me. Here and there, like, no, please have eye contact with the examiner, please, right? So don't look here and there, and especially your question is now concerned. Expressions, body language, especially your facial expressions are very important, right? Because this will even involve the examiner. And if you're so dry, Right? Hello. Sometimes examiners are also a little dry. Yes. Right. Sometimes examiners are also a little dry, and you're saying like this. And sometimes you're thinking whether I'm speaking correctly or incorrectly. Because we know, like, like just no expression on his face there, right? So don't think about these things.